Despite the circumstances, local real estate and lodging are outperforming dire predictions. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. First, wind is whipping across the high country, and current fire estimates have likely changed drastically from this morning. The Williams Fork fire up north was 6,726 acres. The Grizzly Creek fire in Glenwood Canyon was 28,000 acres, and the Cameron Peak fire was 16,000 acres. Meanwhile, the Pine Gulch fire near Grand Junction raged overnight, from 87,000 acres yesterday to 125,000 acres this morning, now the second largest fire in Colorado state history. None of the four major fires statewide is more than 7% contained. Fire officials have compared this summer to the 2018 fire season, and like 2018, Colorado this year is bone dry, if not drier. Brian Bovaird with Summit County.
I'm hearing from some of these wildland professionals that have been doing this their whole career, 20, 30 years, that this is the driest that they've ever seen it.
Like 2018, fires are widespread, stretching resources to the limit. State Public Safety Manager Stan Hilke explaining the contract for just one super tanker.
That aircraft has flown 27 missions on 15 different fires in Colorado, delivering roughly 82,000 gallons of product.
The season will cost a pretty penny, $10 million already statewide, and it ain't over yet. Hilke.
In comparison, through August 16th of 2018, the state had 18 responsibility fires versus 9 this year, and we spent over $40 million in 2018.
In 2018, Summit voters approved $1 million annually for fire mitigation, paying for clear cuts this summer on several hundred acres in Frisco, Breck, and Keystone. Summit County real estate is outperforming expectations this summer. Summit Association of Realtors reports home sales in July were up 30% compared to last year, and condo sales were up 22%. Average closing price for a home was $1.37 million, up nearly 23%, while average condo price was down about 7% to $584,000. But total sales are still down year over year, nearly 17% for homes, 14% for condos. Resort Town lodging is down 43% compared to this time last year, but Tom Foley of analytics firm Intopia is looking on the bright side.
They're coming on a Saturday, but instead of leaving on Monday, they're leaving on Tuesday or Wednesday, or they're arriving on a Sunday and staying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Data from thousands of Western properties shows COVID is the driving force, now filling those midweek valleys.
So that's an interesting change because the industry's been looking for midweek visitation for decades, and the conditions seem to be right now to have consumers in a position to say, I'm willing to come and spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Foley shies away from trying to predict fall tourism, but again remains hopeful. Bookings through end of the year are up for every month except October. This week on the State of Summit, we check in with Silverthorne's 4th Street Crossing project.
We're pretty close to being able to go have a beer at the ODI or get a crepe in the market hall.
That was town manager Ryan Highland. The market hall around Old Dillon Inn should be finished by end of the year or maybe a little later, followed by construction on a new hotel.
The Indigo Hotel on the north side of the Mint will be the next thing that folks see coming out of the ground.
Ready to open this fall is the parking structure, which might seem out of place now, but fits comfortably into a vertical downtown-style development.
You need a parking garage to go vertical so that you can prioritize pedestrian over auto.
Opening with the structure is a new indoor transit center. Tune in again next Wednesday for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. A new wine bar and bakery just opened in Dillon off US 6 called Saved by the Wine, and co-owner Aaron O'Brien is getting crazy with wine infusions.
We call it the Colorado. It's sort of our wine take on the old-fashioned. So it has Breckenridge bourbon, it has a local bitters and wine-soaked cherries. It's delicious.
O'Brien and her business partner, baker Allison Buffon, held a grand opening this past weekend.
Our baking is going to be made from scratch, which is obviously the best. And then we are going to be pairing our pastries with wine or adding a wine fusion.
About that name, Saved by the Wine, a portion of all sales goes to animal welfare, saving animals by serving wine. In sports, the Nuggets are playing the Jazz right now, leading that playoff series 1-0. The Avalanche are on ice with the Coyotes, trying to clinch their playoff series. Tonight, the Rockies play the Astros at 6:40. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Race 5 of the Vail Rec District Mountain Bike Series continues today at Beaver Creek with adult pro, sport, and expert waves. Registration is closed. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News.